fine. And there's our phone.
That sound good?
Should be, yep.
That works. All right, folks, hello there. Welcome to your weekly select board meeting. I know you're all probably putting your coats on to attend the special town meeting this evening. Our town clerk is delayed a bit, so she'll be coming in a few minutes. Very little on the agenda tonight. As usual, we look at last week's notes and approve them, and this week's agenda. Bills that were paid for the 27th and the 5th of March get approved and checks sent out. No ads. No information from code enforcement, animal control, state police. Planning board, the next meeting is March 6th. Appeals board, nothing going on. Comprehensive committee, March 5th is the next meeting. I'm sure the comprehensive committee, I've talked to Harvey, is getting close to winding up their mission. Secaucus Road update, I know David probably has
They have not gotten
not
anything
heard
from
anything.
CMP. Nope. So CMP is actually breaking the law right now, but what can you do? They were chartered to have this set up information by the end of February.
However, David did check and they have paid their lease fees in these last few
Yeah,
years.
I'm still questioning the acreage there.
That's Soltage paying the fees, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Well, there was the original proposal has some Stacy acreage in it that shouldn't be included in the town acreage. I think we're around 18 or something.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. Good to know, thank you.
Now we have a May Municipal Risk Management Property Survey. David went through, did you go with the inspector or?
I went with John, yeah.
I noticed he put down about the salt shed, which is we'll be working on. But did he mention the old town hall? Did he go by there?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He didn't say anything?
Surprisingly,
Like it's
no.
old?
Well, yeah, he said it was old, but, well, can we go back to the salt shed?
Sure.
They want us to get an engineering study because of the fire there.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the wooden beams are scorched, and they also want the panels replaced on the garage door side. So I don't know who to talk to about engineering firm, maybe SMPDC. That's probably actually what I should do. See if they have a recommendation. They have downgraded that building, and I don't know what the, let's see if I can find it, what the different categories are, but they went from, I think, an ARC to an ACD or something like that, and they've taken off our building collapse coverage because,
Oh, dear.
yeah, until we get that engineering survey and correct anything that needs to be corrected. They also want us to remove the remaining hanging insulation.
Does
Okay.
look pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the issue with the
Yeah.
insulation is, but it looks crap.
Yep.
Okay, so what was your question about the meeting house?
I just thought that would be some comments on that, saying it's so old and,
There were, well, age did come into play. I'm surprised he didn't flag a couple of other things that I'll mention here, because hopefully he's not watching. There was a live wire hanging from the ceiling, about 6 feet high. It was capped, it had wire nuts on it, but you can't have.
This is the old meeting house.
Yeah, at the meeting house. Let's see, what else? I think that was it at the meeting house.
What about the stairs? Wasn't there an issue with stairs not having some kind of a block so people wouldn't go up them? I knew somebody wanted to have a,
That was us.
Okay,
one
not
people
them.
go up there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He didn't even go in further than the
really?
entryway. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't think he was impressed by the building as much as I am.
Right, right.
And let's see, you want me to continue on that?
Sure.
Okay. I've got a couple of things here. They sent us a link that we can update the status of those things, the engineering report and the front panels on that building being replaced, and we need to do that when we're done, and I assume that will give us our, we probably need to send them the engineering study as well. And that should get us our collapse coverage back. What else? Let's see, there's another email here that I just got today. Oh, they did change the value, insurable value of 4 of our buildings to the overall tune of an increase of almost $568,000. This building being the big one. We had this one assessed at 1.5 million, and they say it's closer to 2 million.
Wow.
So, well, that was done in 2009.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
So the current value, insurance-wise, is $2 million?
Yeah, 2.013 million. Yeah. So like I said, the total coverage, total valuation increase was 568,000. They do not adjust for midterm adjustments like this. They don't adjust our premium unless it's over $1 million in
Covered?
No, in
Value,
valuation
yeah.
change. So otherwise, I think somewhere it's going to be a $289 increase next year because of those. They also noted that playground equipment and fencing, the backstop next year, are not included in our policy. And we can talk to them about that if we want it. And I think that's about it.
Really doesn't get utilized, does it, or is it
Well, the
very?
problem is, somebody's gonna use it.
Yeah,
Remember, rent committee.
it's an attractive nuisance.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would love to see somebody use that
Yeah.
field out there.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Maybe Parks and Recreation can.
It's coming.
Yeah. So anyways, the valuation on playground equipment is about $16,000 and the backstop and fencing is about $5,400. So, you know,
Not
we
much.
can talk about that. It'd probably be maybe another
Couple
$20.
hundred.
Oh, no. Right. For $567,000, it was $298.
Okay.
So for $20,400, shouldn't be that much. The liability is there,
Yeah.
I think.
Already? We already have the
I think so.
liability? Okay.
I think so.
So it's
Yeah.
just like a replacement thing, or if it's?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
And that's about it.
All right, thank you, Dave.
I will add one thing, sorry. They did send me just shortly, a while ago, an annual survey. It's just like the survey that I went through initially, you know. Has anything changed? And
Okay.
so I will go through that and show it to you guys maybe next week. Probably not the other things that are going on. It renews July 1st, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, sir. Danielle, do you want to,
Whenever you want to fit me in.
we're just eagerly awaiting your arrival.
Yes, I'm sure. Quick coffees and it's been busy today. It's been busy.
Well, that's
I
good.
feel that, so you get another coffee.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead, yeah.
So,
Pass those around.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks. Oh my God.
Oh, yep. So I was out last week and just want to recap, we had no foreclosures for 2021 taxes. Everybody paid, so that was really good news. The presidential primary election is Tuesday, March 5th. Absentee ballots are available and they can be requested until the end of the day, Thursday, February 29th. The polls are going to be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The town clerk office will remain open from 8 to 6. So we're just going to keep everything open. Special town meeting tonight at 6 o'clock. I did talk to Jen a little bit about the Ed McDonald MMA grant that is coming up.
Yeah.
The grants that come up twice a year.
Yeah.
Is that still okay to?
It's definitely okay with me. We had talked about putting in some railing and maybe doing an automatic door opener, which would far exceed the price of the grant that we get. And Danielle and Renee had looked at maybe doing some ergonomic desks for the office, since theirs are probably 50 years old at least.
We would like to, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I was thinking, why don't we go ahead and that's more of an immediate need, I think, to use the grant money for desks instead of,
Okay.
and the other thing is there's a lot of
So we
research.
can use the door opener and the railing money from the ARP.
Yep, if we get that approved, that would be excellent.
So
Are
the
you-
desk would be more grant money than ARP.
Yes,
We use the grant money for the desk.
right.
The grant's up to a maximum of $3,000. We're definitely not gonna spend that on desks.
Yeah. Your research on Amazon, did it give you any indication of what that might cost for the desk?
We've just poked around.
Okay.
I did the same grant over in Baldwin, and the desk is, a couple $100.
Okay.
I mean, so we're
So-
gonna be way under, just, that's,
I think the grant, you can use it on one item only. I couldn't put in
Oh,
the
you-
grant, I think
okay.
I can't put it in as buying desks and putting it towards railing.
I mean, we
I
can.
think.
But can they buy multiple desks?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes, yep,
Yep.
yep. And I can always email Marcus too.
Sure.
He was very helpful in Baldwin about that.
Yeah.
He's the one that told us about it.
Yeah.
So you say the grant was sort of like 3,000,
Maximum of 3,000 per application.
and you think you're gonna spend about two,
Oh,
300?
well, it'll be under 1,000, a couple hundred per desk. or
What do you feel
whatever.
about these desks here?
They're ancient.
They're ancient, but I don't have a problem with mine.
I think yours probably needs to be replaced more than ours.
Well, you might as well, if it's gonna be a grant, we might as well. in
What about
effect-
Deb's?
Fine.
There's
I
no,
like having the wings, or whatever you call
well,
them.
you can get a desk with those.
I mean, it's safety equipment. I think when we did our desks, we got cones for the road commissioner as well, because it was all safety related.
Uh-huh.
So we might be able to combine a couple different things.
Yeah, I guess we should check on what we can combine. I
Okay.
thought I had read that it was for
Well, that's
an
a
item.
possibility, might as
Yeah.
well. The grant's
we got grant
available, it's not
request.
gonna cost the town anything.
Must be for single items or groups of related items.
There you go. So I don't think we could do handrail, automatic opener, and desks. But groups of related items, sure, desks.
Yeah.
Then we do the desks and,
Uh-huh. And use ARPA funds if possible for the others.
or there's not another category for safety, or is that the desk category?
That's the desk category. It's like, that's part of safety,
Okay.
ergonomics, improving
All right.
your working conditions.
So then
Yeah.
ARPA would do for the,
Yep.
okay.
But
Yeah.
there are two grants, aren't there?
Well, there's another
Twice a
one in the
year.
fall that
And-
we're
and
hoping to
One of
do.
them is particularly related to
Right.
safety, isn't it?
I think that one in the fall, the safety one is for
Yeah.
the cameras, yeah.
I thought this one came out twice a year, April and October.
Yeah, there was a difference between them,
Okay.
the one. I
Okay.
believe there's a difference, yeah.
I mean, if you have that earmarked for, I mean, we can always wait for the next
Nope,
round.
I think that's
and-
good.
Yeah,
I
don't
can
think
pull
so.
up right.
Okay.
Go ahead and
Yep.
do it.
Alright. Okay. Chris Sanborn, did come and work on our computers. He set up the 2 stations, and did something. Trio was a lot faster for us.
Good.
He did recommend a couple things, and he said he was going to type it up and present it in an email on some things he was thinking about. And also, we can use ARPA funds for the different upgrades. One thing was he wanted to talk to Dave, I think, about the backup and how that works. He had a certain recommendation for that. Trio sequel is getting phased out by Trio. If there's issues with Trio sequel, the way Chris explained it is they're not fixing it. They'll maintain it,
Uh-huh.
but if you come up with a problem, and we already have had 2 problems with motor vehicle, they're not gonna apply any fixes to sequel. He said we can keep limping it along as long as you want. We can have an admin computer basically in another room and let it run, and we can phase that computer out. He said every 6 to 8 years he recommends. Or if you wanted to do web, which is coming eventually, he says you can use ARPA funds for that. There is some certain language that would be okay. I guess other towns have done that. So, it's either bite the bullet now or later, I'm not sure. So, just something
So I'd
to
like
think
know
about.
more about Trio Web.
Yep. The only thing he said is that if the internet is down, we obviously can't access it.
Okay, so it is
It's web-based.
required.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That was my primary question.
Yep. And he kind of like was just talking as he was working, and something else to think of in the future is if we had if we ever developed an EMA shelter here, that could get us fiber. A lot of towns are developing EMA shelters, and that puts them in the running to get fiber network in their building. Kind of goes together, so there's no questions asked. So just something to think about.
Something to think about, yeah.
Fiber is always on, just so you know, so
Yeah.
you don't, unlike
Yeah.
what we have now, cable.
Upgrading to an emergency shelter might involve something with the public works drinking that we had talked about in those days, because right now, this building is considered deregulated. We're not under any kind of public drinking water program, but it might change.
Yeah, it might.
Yeah, I think that it probably would. I talked to the woman, the Southern Maine director,
Okay.
about it, so
Okay.
I think that it would, but
Okay.
it's not an insurmountable problem.
Yep.
Yep.
He also, I did listen in on the meeting about possibly looking at other cameras and security systems. He knows a couple of the vendors that do
Oh, yeah, for
that
maybe-
kind of work.
for the
that
next
you-
grant.
If I don't hear anything in the next week from Chris and the other, different Chris and
Yep.
Maine State Security, then, I mean, if he wants to give us names, he can do that.
Are you just getting the one quote, or are you getting?
Well, I was hoping he could just upgrade this system, so, yeah, I was just going with that, but I have no problem talking to other people.
We did have a problem where there was an entry and the alarm went off, but nobody came. That's a little concerning.
It's gonna happen all the time, that's our response.
Who's supposed to respond?
The police get called, ultimately,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
All right. And just the standard stuff, working on the account is still sitting there that I have to go through, which should take some time, but, looks like spring's coming early. Cemeteries are probably gonna get worked on at some point, so.
And the what?
The cemeteries, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Who's gonna head that up again? Is it?
I think that Jack and Jim and maybe Lynn
Okay.
I know Jim and Lynn have met and talked about
Okay.
stuff, so I don't know where they're at in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that gonna kinda get, like, are they gonna be looking for volunteers that we can kinda put that out there?
Probably,
or-
most likely.
Well, we
Okay.
need to have a
Yeah, what, we
policy
have to
in
have
place.
another policy,
Yeah.
another ordinance, another.
Okay.
Yeah, and we need to look carefully at the information
Yes.
that you got
Yep,
about who we can give the money.
right.
It's kind of like you have to give it to the cemetery association, so it's gonna be tough if these are family cemeteries.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, we'll look at that.
Okay. And I did also listen to the last meeting where commercial trash was mentioned again. Have we looked at other towns that Millen serves and if they pick up commercial trash or not?
That's a good point. I
Haven't.
don't know. It seems to me I did talk to somebody in Cornish, but I can't 100% say that I did, so I'll
Okay.
hold on that, but I can talk to them.
Would be interesting
Yeah.
to see what the other
What they do for their
surrounding
businesses in
town
town,
does.
especially Cornish, they're,
Yep.
you know, yeah. But our contract isn't up till 25, so.
Yep, perfect.
Yep,
That's all I got.
okay.
Great.
Do you happen to have a copy of the special town meeting warrant?
I do over my desk.
Okay.
Would you like that now?
I'll go get it after we
Okay.
look it over.
Yep.
Anytime.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dana. The upgrading that Danielle was talking about, we have an IT company that we signed up maybe 2 months ago, Modem Ways, and they're responsible for all the IT work going on within the building. We had a meeting with JP Espinoza concerning cannabis and talked to our new town attorney. If you might have noticed, in last week, we hired a new town attorney, someone who really specializes in cannabis and cannabis regulations.
Well, he's done some.
Well,
He's a
More
municipal
than the
attorney who has
previous
done some
attorney,
cannabis. Yeah.
and we did terminate our relationship with our previous town attorney, David Laurie. David's been with us for maybe 20-plus years. Well, we want to thank him for his service to the town. He's been there when we needed him.
He still has a couple of ongoing.
Right, he has about 3 ongoing projects that he's finishing up on, so it's a good translation. And
Say again, we need to let Ben know that.
Oh, yeah, I meant to do that while we're on the phone, yeah.
Okay.
Let me add it to my list.
we have the Effingham sent us a notice since we're an abutter about their administrative appeal decision of appeal on the gas station out on 16?
25.
25,
25,
25, 16, 20, 25. So, they're just giving us notice that the zoning board of appeals is going to have a meeting. Deb, did Mara give you any information on the FEMA reporting at all?
They're still working on it, for sure, Deb. Did Maya give you any more information on FEMA? Anything?
No.
No.
No, he needs to come in. I'm hoping he'll come in tomorrow.
Jen, do you have any more updates about the cannabis, the grants, your
Well, there is a grant.
Meals on Wheels?
Meals on, not Wheels.
Yeah.
There is a community cafe tomorrow at 11:30 that has been posted. I think we have about 56 people signed up. And we had our free food drive last week. We had 35 families, and the majority from Parsonsfield and a few surrounding towns come. And again, well-attended, and you know, for anybody who wants and needs food, come in, get it for yourself, get it for your neighbor. It's all good. It's sponsored by Youthful Maine out of Biddeford, and they really cater to children and families, and it's been a good thing. So we'll do that again in March. I don't have the date right in front of me, but I'll put it in the paper. We'll advertise it on social media. Let's see, what else do I have to say? Well, we talked about the update with MMA, that was good. Community Cafe, we'll talk about Stream Crossing Grant tonight, and I think that sounds like all the news that's fit to print for now.
Thank you. Nothing more, Dick, right?
I don't have
Okay.
anything more, just the insurance and.
All right.
But you know what, I should mention that we are working on that spot on Elm Street for anybody that drives up and down. It's miserable. Well, we all know about it. We've contacted the DOT. We talked to Bill, one of our plowers, to get out there salt and sand every day. Now that the weather's getting warmer, it melts during the day and then refreezes at night. The supervisor, one of the supervisors for Southern Maine DOT, we've spoken with on the phone, and he said he would get out there and have a look. So we are on the list for 2024 for resurfacing Elm Street and digging and ditch work. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
For this year.
Yep, for
Then
24.
they'll try to turn it over to the town.
Yep. So it's an issue.
I went to the bank today and roads are posted in Village. Do we know when Maya's gonna post the rest of the roads, or?
I think he just texted me that
Doing it now.
that's what he's doing. That
Okay,
Jeff was doing that because I asked him to come sweep the sidewalks,
okay,
and but Jeff was busy posting roads.
so everything will get posted today, so.
Yeah.
Because we did get a call on that. They reposted, so,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
so put down the website, I guess.
Yep. Oh, speaking of the website, just to reiterate again that we are have a new website that's up and coming. It's looking great, and we should probably all sit down and look at it together at some point before we decide to have Deb Miller start rearranging it and having it go over to, it's going to take a while to do that. I think she said a weekend, so maybe we can look at time to have her come in and we can all sit and look at it. And that way, if we have questions, she can answer them, you can answer them. She's probably
Yeah.
already got you up and running.
We sat down on Monday and she kind of went through on how to update it. We started posting minutes to see what that was gonna look like. So we'll be able to post agendas, minutes, and the associated video, once it is completed. So, yeah, it's coming.
So
Yep.
it's good, yeah. And I still would like to see a citizen concern form
Yes.
that people can, talk about their stuff on. And then we can file it or put it in a computerized file that we have it access to.
We did get a hard request on that Monday.
You did?
So, I was gonna send that out to him, and he was gonna fire it back with his concern.
Okay.
We're gonna, I guess if that's okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that'd be great. One more thing. As a select board, we have brought up the idea before of having a recreation committee. We have had multiple citizens ask to be involved with it and to get something going for the town that would use our playground out back. Maybe develop a park down on Secocas where we have 5 acres on the river. There's lots of trail making capabilities. These are all things that can be done through grants and volunteer work. I've spoken with MMA and SMPDC about the requirements for us to do that. It sounds like we need an ordinance that allows the town to develop a rec committee, but I also think that, do we as a select board want to see and appoint, people to our rec committee at some point? Can we make a motion to do that? And then,
I don't think it's appropriate.
It's appropriate before we have an
policy in place.
Okay.
Or an ordinance.
but maybe then people know that it is in the works and coming,
Because we can't fund it until
until we find
we
out
get
about that,
approval.
right? So,
All right.
all right.
Mr. Wright, you have any,
I've got a few things, I'll just really be quick on them though. You mentioned CMP for power. No, I mean, you mentioned CMP early in this meeting. I just want to point out that Maine has the largest electric bills in the
I
country.
mean, speak up, Jeff.
Maine has the largest electric bills in the country.
Okay.
Or one of the largest, because you mentioned CMP, and I just brought that to mind. The salt shed was mentioned about having an engineer come check it out. And
Yeah.
why wasn't that done when we did the work? But, just,
So, well,
well, okay, I got so many things to add.
Okay.
I want to keep it rolling, I guess. Desk, if you're gonna get new desk, maybe we should rearrange the select board office, or maybe have a bigger select board office, if you're gonna buy new desks. You know.
What if our desks are so much smaller? I'm just kidding.
Well, that's
I'm just kidding.
that's just something. I know the teachers spend probably more hours in the desk than anybody. So, that was it. You mentioned cameras. Is that gonna have facial recognition?
no.
Oh, no.
I'm just
Yeah.
like a question.
And license plate, Jeff,
Huh?
and license plates too.
Yeah, no, you brought up cameras, and I know some town halls are, fighting this. So if the police is supposed to answer the calls, if there's a call that comes out for the town hall, do we get billed?
No, we never have.
Okay, good, because usually they give you like three free calls.
Right,
The
yeah.
rest of that, then they start charging.
I think it would be interesting to find out if the police were called on that incident. Like,
It would be in your police report. Okay, 7. I don't want to get in the middle of the trash thing, but Cornish, I did call Cornish already anyways. They're residential only. Any commercial is done privately.
yeah, that, I thought that, but I couldn't swear to
Yeah,
it. so,
and
yeah.
I'm not taking sides on
Yeah.
that. But, and I did notice Porter already posted their roads a couple of days ago. I guess that's all I got.
Okay,
That's it.
thank you. All right, folks, well, that's the meeting, and don't forget our special town meeting tonight at 6 in the town office. Thank you.